Lastly, to close us out tonight, we have Question, Verb, the Imperative Form by Mashuq Mushtaq Deen.
Why do people see us in these ways, as exotic and perhaps confusing identities? Why do people sensationalize what it means to be transgender? Why must it be glamorous or tragic? Of course, sometimes it's glamorous or tragic, but why is that the only story that's ever told? Is that for ratings, or is that the way people see us? Can you imagine a boring trans person who you might see every Sunday at church? I mean, can you imagine that you discover that he or she is not boring a month after meeting them, and you realize that, hey, they're a wonderful cook? That their cooking skills are what makes them interesting, if not glamorous or tragic. What is they? And more importantly, why do we never talk about church, about worship, about faith? And why did I digress? When confronted with trans folks, why do people feel confusion? Where does the confusion come from? Do they feel that confusion to be threatening to their own identities? Do they feel like it's unfair that this is happening right now? Where was this moment, this movement, when it could have helped their younger selves? Do they feel that they're too old to learn new words? Too old to create space for new meanings between words they've already learned? And where do these new words come from? Who created them? If language is indicative of the way that we think, is it possible to change the way we think with new language? Has language evolved so quickly that a person can't keep up? What if a person can't keep up? What if a person feels lost, like everyone else knows something that they do not? What do you do with that feeling? And how to catch up? Is it possible to catch up? When sometimes it becomes hard to remember why they even walked into the kitchen, how are they supposed to remember the changing nature of pronouns? Is it bad now to be a man or a woman? Are those things wrong? What if people care but are afraid? Like afraid to be wrong, afraid to get it wrong, afraid to hurt a friend or a potential friend or a possible friend by getting it wrong? Would it be better not to speak? Is it better not to speak than to get it wrong? How does one practice to get it right? How is it that you can say they so easily and I cannot? Am I stupid because I cannot say the words very easily? Do you think I'm stupid? What if you have spent your life trying to be good, to do it right? What if it hurts to be told that you're doing it wrong? But what if you mean well? Do intentions count for nothing anymore? What if you're not perfect? What if perfection feels beyond you? Is that the journey or is it a goal? Like if theater is about the human struggle, why does it seem like we prize getting it right over mucking around in the mess? Why is mucking so messy? Why does it feel messy? Why do we sometimes feel bad about ourselves when we're covered in muck? Like, what is the muck I'm talking about? Can I be a good person even if I am covered in muck? Who decides if we're good people? Who is the arbiter of good and not good enough? When I'm alone in the dark night of my soul and I wonder whether I am good enough, who will send an answer that I am able to hear? Again, one must ask, why do we never talk about God? Who is it that can see inside my heart? Who is it that knows what I am meant to do even if I have failed? Who is it that tells us that to fail is not to be a failure? Who is it that loves me when I cannot fathom deserving love? When the world tells me I'm not as good enough as I am, when I tell me I'm not good enough as I am, who will intervene? And who will love me anyway? Who will teach me how to love? Who will teach me how to see what is meant, what is intended? Who will teach me how to forgive? Who will teach me how to love? How did I survive it all? How did I not end up dead? How was I that fortunate? Who taught me how to forgive myself? How will I teach others?
End of piece.